The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Sicilian Corner, winner of the Italian Heritage Media Award, with your hosts, Tom Zappola and Mike Lamazzo.
Mikey boy, Mike,
Hey.
you got to admit, man, these are pretty good digs.
Oh,
Right?
this brings back such memories to me because directly across the street, we're in Salem, New Hampshire on Route 28.
Cut to the chase.
Across
Cut
the
to the
street from
chase.
T-Bones. But as a kid, I come up here from Lawrence. I was 13 years old. Went to work for the Amin family.
Do we care?
And I learned a great deal. And the Butcher Boy used to be directly across the street. And boy, I'll tell you, I sold Christmas trees on this side.
I'll
of the
tell you
street.
what, this is a fabulous studio. You are listening. This is our maiden voyage.
Welcome.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Yeah.
And now,
Well,
listen,
we gotta
this is-
introduce Chrissy.
Yeah, we got the lovely Chrissy Cunningham, who is working with the lovely David Martinez. We got to get you guys
The
on camera
lovely?
so people
We
can
can
see
do it
later.
right now. We stay behind
No,
the
you
camera.
got it.
There
we go.
everyone.
There you
There
How
we
you
go. David and
doing?
Chrissy.
One big happy
Yeah.
family.
It's really cool. We're really excited. Going down the road, this is the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. Seats 50 people. We're going to have some events here. It's really kind of a cool setup, Mikey.
I think it's great.
It really is. We're excited. And keep in mind, right now we're on Facebook Live. We're going to be on. We have our own YouTube channel.
WCAP 980.
WCAP 980, which is a great radio signal. And then we are going to be on Podbeam, which is the platform for all of the other podcast platforms like Alexa. I'm really curious now, because we're going to be like Alexa. I can say, Alexa, play the Sicilian Corner. And by the way, we're going to introduce Joe in 1 second.
So wait a minute.
Wait,
If I'm staying at the
think
Encore,
she's nice
if I'm at
looking?
the Encore Hotel,
You can say, Alexa, play the Sicilian Corner. But here's the question. You think Alexa's good looking?
I don't know. She got a cool voice.
She
You
really
know what I
does.
like about her when I walk into those rooms, Joey?
I think she's kind of sexy.
We turn around and we say, Alexa, open curtains. And all of a sudden, this whole wall of curtains, 24 feet of curtain, opens up. The shears open up. When they first opened, the first time I opened and closed them about 7 times. I was so taken by it. But unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Dim the lights. step it
What
to
else?
68.
Apple iTunes, Pandora, Stitcher, Come Si Chiama, Spotify.
There's like 16
Yeah.
different
everything.
platforms.
It's going to be cool. We're
Yeah.
really excited.
Yeah, so we'll be on Podbean as of today, and then normally it takes iTunes iTunes picks up pretty quick. All the others, it takes a couple of about 7 or so episodes before they'll pick us up. But you will be able to find us there very shortly. But if you want to listen to the audio right now, go to podbean.com.
Right. So, you can, if you don't have to watch us, if you're in your car, no, not in your car, but if you're in your living room or
you can
whatever.
listen to us in the car.
You can listen
Yeah,
to us.
listen.
That's right. In the car. You're right. All right, listen, we have a great show. This is our inaugural show, and we thought no better guest than someone who's going to bring some booze
Not only
that?
booze.
and food.
And food. Oh,
Are you
fabulous.
serious?
Our good friend, Joe Comforti from Tuscan Village. It's really Tuscan Brands, right?
It's Tuscan Brands. That's the actual name of the
Tuscan Brands.
corporation. But I work at Tuscan Market at Tuscan Village.
You've been there since day one,
Day
pretty
one.
much,
Yeah,
right?
before, actually.
And you know something? We thought that this would be a really nice opportunity to do
Our opening guest. Our
a wine
first guest.
segment, baby, a wine segment,
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's what
It's
we're doing.
perfect.
Joe, a little bit about your background, because you really are. You know what you're talking about when it comes to wine.
Well, the
No,
lo-
wait a minute. Before you
You know
start,
nothing. You know nothing.
Shut up for a
Go
second,
ahead.
will you?
Go ahead.
People walk in to Tuscan Market, and of course, he's out on the floor parading around, meeting everybody, smoozing. Hi, are you Joe? Yes, I am.
He's right. He's
oh,
right, Joe.
I have to thank. Oh, I love what you've done here. I don't know how you do
He's
it.
right.
Me, you think? They think you're Joe Farrell.
But you know what the other thing is, too? Did you ever notice when he's walking around,
he prances.
the chicks love
Oh,
him?
he prances.
The chicks love you. I mean,
he's
they do.
kissing everybody under
They
the
love
sun.
you. I mean, they absolutely love you.
Thank you.
Ellen thinks you're pretty hot, to be honest.
really?
with
Is that
you.
right?
She thinks you're hot.
She says for an
Thank
old
you.
guy.
For an old guy.
Yeah, that's what she says.
All right, listen, let's talk a little wine. We got a lot to talk about. Joe, a little bit about your background as far as wine goes. I mean, you don't just pick up a book and start reading about
No,
wine.
you don't. I actually started the love of wine when I used to follow my nunnu around as a small child, watching him make wine in the valley.
He was
And
from
used to-
Methuen?
He was from Methuen, yeah. And he'd go down, he'd grow
And
the
I had
grapes
the
and make the wine.
situation with
Right.
Big
You
Mike.
let him talk,
Exactly.
please.
Will you just sit there for a minute and just keep that mouth of yours? There you go.
I'm sorry.
I'll get the nuns after
I
you.
digress.
I'll get the nuns after you.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But there was always that love. And he used to say, Joey, go down and get the jug. And I'd say, Nando, how was this made? And one season, he took me through the process, and it always stayed with me. Unfortunately, after high school, wine was not going to pay the bills.
Right.
And my dad says, which way are you going to go? You're going to go with the food? Because working my way through a private high school and then college, I had to make a decision, and I decided to go into engineering. Did that for 23 years, went to work for the state of New Hampshire, in addition to working as an engineer,
really?
and they taught me the wine trade. I spent 12 years with them, and then one day, one Saturday, Joe Farrow came knocking at the door and said, I'm opening up an Italian restaurant in Salem. I'd like to have you on board. Your reputation is well known around town. Come and talk to me.
I never heard
I never
this
heard
It's
story.
an
I never
interesting
heard
story.
this. That's great. Joe, growing up in a very Italian Sicilian family,
Definitely.
there was wine on our table
Yes, sir.
every single night.
Without a label.
Exactly.
Okay.
With no label.
No label.
And Coke glasses.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
That thick
Coke
glass.
glasses. And that's what my parents, I mean, we weren't allowed to drink wine then, but that's what my parents and my grandparents, where the hell did they get that wine? That's what I want to know.
Well, going back to my growing
Mm-hmm.
up, I was named after my grandfather, Nano.
Nano. See,
Mike.
right.
I called him Big Mike because he was as strong as an ox. I mean, this guy, growing up, he was bigger than, in my
big.
mind.
Yeah.
And he used to have a big arbor that ran the whole length of the property.
Oh, my God.
And in September, I would help him pick the grapes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a separate house outside, had a big wine press with 3 big barrels. Now, after we got done pressing the grapes, you have all the seeds and the
Yes.
skins and all. So I would take that barrel and bring it outside. The bees would be over
yeah.
me on my
So
head.
what did you do with that stuff?
We had to dump it.
In the garden.
They used to dump it. Then he used to make 3 big, huge brandy barrels of wine. That stuff.
Oh.
Now, I know.
That's high test, right?
High test,
Ooh.
yeah. Like
And then
Fortissimo.
he had like this pouch. He never poured his wine in a glass. He used to get this thing, put it on his and drink
Really?
it like yeah. Now up until I went to my friend's house, Tom McDuffie, and his mother says, Michael, she was a school teacher at St. Patrick's. She says, Michael, would you like a glass of milk and some chocolate chip cookies? 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I always had a glass of wine with hard bread to dunk.
course.
I was
Boom,
amazed.
boom,
I
boom.
says, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
But it was a whole different ballgame.
Oh, no. Again, we're chatting with Joe Comforti from Tuscan Market, Tuscan Village, Tuscan Brands, all of that. The wine that I like, Joe, and I know that you're gonna be over me like a new suit. My wife, Ellen loves Cabernet. She loves Sauvignon Blanc. I swear to God, is it because of my childhood that I am happy with a glass of Carlo Rossi Paisano with a cut-up peach in it or something like that.
Boy, that's old school.
No. That's old. That's right. That's old.
That's the way I was. Honestly, in the summertime, you know what I do too? Ice cold.
Ice, right.
Ice cold with a cut up. There's nothing. I'm a martini drinker, as you guys know. But in the summertime, Mikey, that Carlo Rossi Paisano, ice cold with a cut up peach in it.
Done.
I love it.
Fresh.
Is there anything wrong with that, Joe?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
That's
Whatever-
That's a
whatever
wine that's
your
made to be
taste buds.
consumed. Right.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
All right. So let's talk. First of all, let's talk regions. All right.
I think we should really find out exactly what Joe does. At
Oh,
Tuscan.
good. Mikey, they know something. That's the damn first good thing that's come out of your mouth in months.
If you would just once in a while,
Okay, I'm sorry. I digressed again.
Joe, why don't you tell the people what your position is?
Sure. I actually have 2 positions, Michael. The first,
Besides being the owner.
Well, Joe, a few years back, he said, you're here more than I am. They love you. I think they love you more than they love me. From now, you're going to be the face of the brand. So that's what everybody calls me.
There you go.
And
You
what
are.
it is? It's all about spotting a problem before it becomes a problem.
Well, that's one
All
thing.
right? That's key.
When you're running, I mean, you don't stop.
Never.
No.
You don't.
Never.
He doesn't.
No.
No.
Right?
That keeps his weight down.
keep
Look at
my
him. He
weight
looks like he's
down.
in high school.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know.
I
So
appreciate
how
that.
many restaurants now are there that you buy for?
All of them, basically.
No, how many are there?
There's 8.
We got to talk.
8 different licenses. So you have Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Okay.
But there's 2 there. There's a market
Yeah.
and a restaurant.
Yeah.
Then you go into
Okay, so
Burlington,
2
Boston,
licenses.
Seaport, and Newburyport. And then, of course, Tuscan Kitchen, Salem. Tuscan Market has 2 licenses. I have an on-premise and an off-premise. So I have to allocate certain wines, like my own, to all of those different licenses.
Yeah, I want to go through that purchasing,
Sure.
that whole. First of all, shout out to Johnny Sabastano, Guitar Ray Fonio from Philly, Andy Parisi, Andy, Mike Variali, another guy from Long Island. Mikey from Long Island, he's a disc jockey, great guy. Barbara, the beautiful Barbara Cody. Shout out to all of you guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
But the purchasing part of it, how the hell do you do it? I mean, do you obviously you buy like this bottle of wine?
Right.
Do you buy this wine and allocate it depending on your customer base, how many people come
Correct.
into the? Is that how
Correct.
it's done?
Correct, because this wine is not sold or served anywhere but Tuscan Brands property.
Okay.
Oh,
No state liquor stores, no market basket, nothing. We own the lot, and we distribute the lot based on an allocation
Now,
basis.
you've said to me before that you were going to Italy with Joe. Explain what a trip like that, what you do there. I think Tommy and I were asking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a pleasure trip.
Oh, it's work, but we do. Of course, we have pleasure.
Yeah.
We enjoy the food,
All right,
the
all right,
company,
all right.
everything
We wanna
else.
hear
Yes, but what we do is when we go there,
Where are you now? Where did you go?
if we go to Tuscany, we're just not a bunch of, somebody said one time, oh, it's a rich person licking a label and sticking it on a bottle. No, we walk the vineyard. We smell the soil. We taste the earth. We taste the examples out of a barrel at half production, at full production. So we know this wine took 55 different blends before we approved it.
Wow.
We
55 different types of
yes,
grapes?
sir. No, 55 different
Blends.
styles and
Styles,
blends
mixes.
to get this to what
Mixing-
we want.
mixing it back and
mixing, because we wanted it to be with our food. You want to accompany the food. You don't want to overpower the food. So this is a wine that we had a meal last year for some they're VIPs. I'll leave it at that. I never moved this bottle from the table. Appetizer, main course, dessert.
It went with
all
everything?
the way. It went with everything. That's how approachable it is. By using 3 component grapes there, 70% Sangiovese, 15% Cabernet, and 15% Syrah, perfect. It just rounded out the whole meal, all the way to the espresso and the biscotti in the
And
end.
this
That's
is your
unusual.
Toscana
Very
brand.
unusual,
This
yes.
is your Toscana brand. So,
Private label Toscana.
all right.
yes.
So, where can I purchase this?
Tuscan Market in Salem.
Yep.
Tuscan Market in Portsmouth. You can purchase it to consume at any one of our restaurants, any state.
So if I go into the Tuscan in Newburyport,
Correct.
I want a nice glass of wine. I can say I want your Toscana brand.
Right, but you can't take it home unless the bottle is open.
Wow.
That would be an on-premise, which would mean you would have to have a license
the way to license
for a
it.
package store.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Makes
Yes.
sense.
What's a bottle like this, Gofojo?
This is 32. This is 23.
So I mean, a $32 bottle of wine is
It's on the higher end, but it's affordable.
But it's not a $50 bottle of wine.
No, but it was on the higher end maybe from a few years ago. But if you've seen what's happening now with the price of wine
Yeah.
and good quality wine like this that you could only get at our location that has a proven track record, gentlemen, we're going on the 3rd vintage of this, sold out. I actually was in panic this summer waiting for the ship to come in. I only had 10 cases of this left.
I was
Honest
going to
to God.
ask you that
Yeah.
question. Do you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
are you guys having problems with your supply chain?
We're bringing it through the ports of New York and New Jersey. It's coming that way. So I don't have an issue with that. But what happened is it sold out so fast, we got worried. So
That's amazing.
2 vintages gone. 3rd one is on the way, the 2019. I'll say this now, the 17 actually sold out. We had a 2-week gap. So this is
So
it.
this is a white. This is a red. What's the
Correct.
difference in the flavor?
Oh, this one is all about lemon and spice and citrus and pineapple, fresh, no oak aging whatsoever. This is with your shellfish, your salads, your light fare. Where this is a heavier wine. This belongs
This
with
one here
Meat,
is
with
a
steak,
with
a
steak,
with a
and
veal
lamb,
chop.
heavy.
and
It's
sauce.
All right,
It's
so
heavier.
This one here, would you call that a new wine?
A young wine, definitely, and a new wine.
You don't age that.
What are you
No,
talking about?
that-
This one?
no, this
Oh,
one.
that one. Okay, so I'm going to ask this question because again, I'm not a wine guy, as you know. I mean, but if I want a steak
Yes, sir.
and I'm in a restaurant, I will order. Believe it or not, I usually order a white wine to go with it. Is that
That's-
okay?
It's fine. It is fine because it's
Hey,
what you like, but I have seen now the escalation of guests ordering Chardonnay with steak because they're aging this in oak.
If I'm having a really good quality steak, for some reason, I think that the red wine, for me personally, is a little too heavy.
Yeah.
It's a little too heavy, and that's a little lighter.
See, that's the difference in taste.
I know.
I would
Right.
never consider. First of all, I don't even think they should make white wine, number one.
Notice that's why I brought the red over. Yeah, right. Okay.
Truthfully.
God bless him.
Now,
why God? Why me?
How far out do you commit? Like you say that you buy the production from that particular vineyard?
I convert hectares to acres, which is going to give me how many bottles I need per acre. So I know what I'm going to need based on how many restaurants and how many locations that we have, what I sold last year, increasing by 25%. Excel gives me a number. I call my vendor in Italy and I say, I want X amount of cases of wine. I design the label. I get the label approved by Mr. Farrell. I get the UPC code. I get through the EU issues. I get through the American government issues. We send them the label.
Wow.
So wait a second, Joe. You're saying, so you design the label, you do the narratives,
With
write it all?
It takes this bottle, which we're going to talk about in a minute. I don't want to jump the gun here. It took longer to design the front, the back, the colors, and the story than it did to make the wine. The wine's in the barrel ready to approve, and I'm waiting on color samples.
Okay, what about your bottles now?
Yes, sir.
What
You know what that bottle is?
No, I don't.
That is a Bordeaux bottle, Bordelaise.
So that was my question.
Which means what?
It's
to the average
long,
person?
cylindrical like this, straight all the way up.
So different bottles have different names from
Yes, they do.
Now are there?
I never noticed.
Right. Are there a lot of different
many,
variations
many
of bottles,
different,
and you hand pick them yourself?
Yes, you do.
Some are squattier.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some are taller.
Yep. But think of a bottle of Prosecco, fat on the bottom, thin on top.
Yeah.
That
What
is a
about Matus?
Bordelaise
I used to
bottle.
drink Matus in college.
Yeah, it had that funny shit.
What was that stuff you used to drink
Lancers.
in your
Boone's Farm.
refrigerator?
Boone's Farm.
Boone Farm.
Yeah.
That was in the carton. That was really good. You told me you aged that for about 9 months and it had a kick to it.
Let me tell you something. There was nothing like Boone's Farm growing up with a little bud,
Yeah,
right? And drinking
Give
some.
you a headache.
And by the way, folks, I'm qualifying this by saying that was 45 years ago. I was like
it
21
was.
years old.
Some
in college.
people like their wine chilled, and
Yes,
again,
sir.
it's a matter of taste. Right?
Well, the white we normally chill.
Yeah.
I like that around.
I was referring more to the red.
Normally you will chill red if there's a little frizzante to
Yeah.
it. Frizzante, lightly sparkling. So some wine, even though it's a still wine without a gown cork and a cage, can exhibit a little bit of frizzante.
My nieces put ice cubes in it.
Yeah, they do.
Me,
I
come
see it
on.
at the restaurant,
You're spending
though. They put
$32 for
me-
a bottle
oh,
of wine, and you're going to put ice
See,
cubes
that's
in
something
it?
I would do. That's something I would
But
do.
what's
But
it
you
all
have
about?
no respect for wine.
No, you know what it is,
You
Mike?
don't.
And you're right.
You don't
You're
appreciate
100% right because I have
the
never.
effort
I
in Mother Nature, which she has created. This is art.
Yeah.
This is art. You treat it like it's water.
Well, if I may say something here, I have always had a problem drinking wine at room temperature for some reason. That's just me. I like
Some
things
people get
cold.
the heaviness, they
too.
feel the alcohol, so they put a little
Right?
chill on it.
I
Yeah.
like it chill.
Yeah,
I won't insult
down a
anyone.
martini.
Oh,
I won't
in
put
no
ice
time,
cubes
right?
in
But
it,
it's
though.
cold.
I've
See,
done
that's
that.
The,
That's
how
what
I
I
like it.
I mean, I've done it. But let me ask you, Chrissy, would you your red wine? Do you like it chilled too?
So I'm learning wines. I never used to like wines, but I'm expanding my palate. Cigars, wine,
Right.
it's the whole thing. I do like it lightly. What do you call it? Fizzante?
frizzante,
I
a
would
little
have said
lightly
fizzy.
spark, a little fizzy. Right.
I do like a lightly sparkling red, chilled. So I joke
See?
and I tell people I like wine that's almost not wine. It's got to be sweet, chilled,
See, that's like me.
fizzy.
That's like the same thing.
It's
David,
almost
what about
not real
you?
wine.
I like red wine over white, and I like dark, thick, heavy,
you go.
Warm. I
put
mean, just
hair
room
on your
temperature.
put hair on your
see,
eyelids.
I'm not. I'm
wanna-
learning.
wanna-
I'm trying.
Yeah.
See, I want to drink it and feel it right here.
That's it.
You let it sit in your throat a little bit. Oh, it just gets
Yeah,
everything
see,
moving.
I like that. I like that ice cold, not ice cold, but cold, chilled, white.
Yeah, I keep mine in the refrigerator.
All right, listen, we are chatting with Joe Comforti from Tuscan Brands, Tuscan Market, Tuscan Village, Tuscan this, Tuscan that. We're going to take a quick break. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Looking for that something special? All of us here at the Sicilian Corner suggest trying Ristorante Uno, located at 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. For the most exquisite dining experience in an intimate setting that serves authentic regional Italian cuisine and features old country service. Try Ristorante Uno. Did we mention their award-winning wine cellar? Ristorante Uno, 119 Salem Street in Boston's historic North End. Call 617-573-9406 for for reservations. That's 617-573-9406. Tell them the boys from the Sicilian Corner sent you.
Today.
Today, Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine is pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State inspection station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy
and Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts,
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Okay, we are back, and we are chatting with our good friend Joe Comforti from Tuscan Brands, Tuscan Market, Tuscan this, Tuscan that. Is that fair enough?
That's perfect.
Fair enough. Joe, let's talk about Sicily. You go to Sicily. There are different kinds of Sicilian wines. Take us through the process of how you buy wines, all of that. Put us in your footsteps.
Well, one of the reasons why...
Move your mic up.
One of the reasons why I decided to go to work for Joe is I wanted to make my own wine, sort of follow in my grandfather's footsteps. Not so much being there and crushing the grapes, but engineering a wine that we could call our own. So what better place than Sicily, where Joe's family started, where my family started, and we were looking for Pinot Grigio. Now, when you talk white wine, you have to talk Pinot Grigio. I mean, it's the number one bar wine.
Exactly. First of all, you don't know a goddamn thing about white wine, so stay out of this conversation.
I read about it.
Go ahead.
So,
this here,
having a beautiful Pinot Grigio from Sicily made all the sense in the world. Now, when I put the 4 samples of the 4 styles on the table, I had 2 from the Veneto, where, let's face it, that's the home of Pinot Grigio, and I had 2 from Sicily. I numbered the bottles, but I didn't tell them where they were from. Joe, myself.
A little bit of a test.
Oh, yeah, test it. Which one do you like? I picked number 2. Joe picked number 2. That's all I needed.
Wow.
Sicilian wine was born. So here it is.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's-
I like that.
Well,
I like that.
Because if I started to tell them, oh, it's Sicilian, it's going to taste like, then I'm changing their brain. And I didn't want to do that.
You know, you said something
Interesting.
a few seconds ago before we went to break, about the wines that are grown in and around the Mount Etna
Mount
area.
Etna, yeah.
And I said to you, Tommy, that ash, the minerals.
So it
that
does
are in
make a
that
difference.
Definitely.
Oh,
The
big
soil,
time.
definitely.
Big time. The soil,
You could taste
it's a
it.
whole different flavor.
Yep.
Different flavor.
They're red, the Nero d'Avola.
Yeah,
You could take that, put it
exactly.
in a glass,
Yeah.
and oh my God, that's Sicilian wine.
You know,
You
at
could
St.
smell it.
Alfio, Mikey, we made wine a lot. I'm going back 20, 25 years ago.
And the guys are still messing
And they still
around.
make it. But I tried it a couple of times, Joe. I was always doing something wrong, and I'm not kidding. I don't know if I used to sterilize the
Right.
bottles, cook them, but a lot of my batches of wine just came out like crap.
It's modern technology. Everything's temperature controlled, the fermentation, the tanks, all of that. They know when to rack the wine. They know when to move it. And the old timers,
Peter's great. Peter does a hell of a job. He really does. He does a beautiful job with his wine.
How is he, by the way?
He's doing
He's doing good. I was with him last night.
Last night.
We had
Nice.
dinner. We had dinner. A bunch of us had dinner at St. Alfio, and we had a lot of fun.
As soon as you mentioned his name, what did I think of?
And
for Spelly.
Exactly. And
Food and wine, right.
we had wine. We had wine to purchase.
This is a Sicilian wine. That's
right.
why I moved
so
around.
listen to this. So we walk in, and there's this table. It has all this wine, right? And you had to buy a bottle of wine for your table if you wanted to drink wine.
Okay.
So I bought a couple
You what? You bought?
I bought 2 bottles.
You bought
Ask me how much.
$10 a bottle.
$6 a
I
bottle.
was going to say under $10, right?
$6 a bottle.
Sport you.
Honest to God.
It was that good.
It was wonderful. See, I'm embarrassed to say that a guy that's...
you don't pick up the taste.
No, but listen, I'm going to ask both of you guys this question. I'm a novice when it comes to red wine. I'm a novice. So if I pour a glass of this and pour a glass of what I drank last night and pour a glass of something else, a third thing, and someone blindfolded me, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell the difference, or would I?
I would tell you, I want you to look for one thing, finish. After you swallow each one of the wines, count. Count your seconds, 1, 2, 3. And when you stop tasting the wine, then you're going to know and identify the best wine.
That makes sense.
Somebody said to me, what's the difference between a $100 and a $1,000 bottle? And I said, finish. It's like kissing a stranger on the street or kissing Marilyn Monroe. Which one are you going to remember?
Wow.
Okay?
Joe Comforti walks into a restaurant, orders a meal. Orders a bottle
Hold
of
on,
wine.
stop. Petrocelli walks in, right? What is the first freaking thing he does? Instead of saying hi, he lights a cigar. That's the first thing he does.
Well, make yourself
My
comfortable,
style.
Rico.
Hey, you want a salami? Oh, we got sandwiches coming.
No, I want to hear you talk about wine.
Did you hear this?
I know nothing. I know nothing about wine, but you know I know nothing about wine.
Mike knows it.
That's my son, Joey. Say hello to Rico, Joe.
The question was,
Yes, sir.
You order a bottle of wine. What does Joe Comforti do when they give you a sample to taste?
Okay, first thing I do, I'm going to watch him pull the cork.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a look at the cork. I'm not going to smell it. That's Hollywood.
That's
what I'm looking for is 1/16 of an inch on the bottom of the cork that should be stained red. That tells me that the wine has been 14 degrees minimum on an angle. The wine
you're
stays
killing
in
me here.
contract
You're
with
killing me
All right,
here.
I'm done. All right.
Oh, Jesus,
what I'm
you're
telling you,
killing
it was
me.
cellared
We got a
properly.
biologist.
No, I want to hear this. No, I want to hear this.
All of
is
that
good.
means
This is
it's
good.
cellared properly. If they showed me a cork and the wine went from the top of the cork to the bottom of the cork, we got leakage. I would have them pour 1 finger's worth in a glass. I would look at it, smell it. I don't want to smell wet dog or wet newspaper. I want to smell fruit. I would taste it. I would never send a wine back because I don't like it. I would only send it back if it's off, meaning a bad nose.
Have you
or
ever done
spoiled.
that?
Because it's off, of course.
So and it's,
I've done.
No, but can you imagine him being in a restaurant and he tastes the wine and sends it back, and the person, that the waiter or waitress is thinking, this guy's just trying to be cool. He doesn't know anything about freaking wine.
Well, I never identify myself. They don't know
So
who
do they
I
ever
am.
ask you, if you send wine back, they ever ask you, "Look, what's wrong with it, sir?"
they do.
And you go into a whole
Oh,
diatribe?
I don't do that. No, certainly not. What I
That
do-
would be hysterical.
That would be the. That would be the catch.
That would be hysterical.
I use one word. I say, gentlemen, I think the wine is corked. It has TCA. They look at me like they got birds flying. TCA. It's called cork taint. It's meaning that the cork is bad.
So they don't even know what it means.
No.
That's,
so they bring
that's,
the wine
that's,
back
that's
and they bring me a
gold.
fresh
That is
bottle,
gold.
All right. So use that TCA.
That is
You're gonna get a
gold.
bottle
So
every
they use
time.
that wine for cooking. That's what they'll end up doing.
Yeah. It won't hurt you. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to. It's just not.
It's not
if you're paying for a
to your
good bottle
nose,
of wine, the nose is everything. Look at this.
Nice.
All right.
Joe, let's
beautiful Roman nose.
Definitely.
Let's talk about the flavored wines, dessert wines. Do you get into dessert wines at all?
We do. Actually, we make it right at Castello di Querceto. It's not our private label license, but Castello di Querceto makes their own Vinsanto, the holy wine of Tuscany. Phenomenal. At the end of the meal, maybe an inch and a half in a glass, similar to a brandy snifter with a biscotti. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. And when we visited the barrel room, we were probably 20, 30 yards away from the room where Vinsanto was being produced. You could start to smell the honey and the apricots. And
That's
I turned
cool.
to the vintner. I go, "Where are we going?" He goes, "You're going to see Vinsanto."
I have a hard time.
I saw a vision. It was so beautiful.
I have a hard time identifying when you said almonds or peach or whatever.
You smell it in the nose.
And you can't? You don't pick that up?
I try. I've really tried. I can't identify. What's wrong with my nose?
Nothing. Nothing at
So
all.
you just have to educate yourself.
When I do wine tastings, I will throw that out there.
But
I don't do it first. I let them tell me.
So if you open up a bottle of wine, Joe Comforti,
Mm-hmm.
and you pour that wine, you can actually smell if there's fruit in it, lemons, and you can pick it out yourself.
I've been down to 5% of a grape in a bottle. That's how sharp my nose is.
Wow.
So I had a vendor
very
from
cool.
California, Michael, say to me, "Oh, that wine is 100% Californian, and it's 100% Cabernet." Put it in my glass. I said, "No, it's not. There's a component grape in there." He goes, "Yeah, there's 5% Merlot." He goes, "You're the only one that ever got that."
You know something? You and Marianne Esposito's husband. Me,
Yeah.
I'd like to have the both of you
at the
sitting at the
same
table with me. I know the wine we're going to get.
I could
would
learn
be
from
awesome.
him. He's very good.
He's outstanding.
Very, very good.
Are you a super taster?
I am.
You've done the
Oh,
test.
a what?
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah. Through the nose.
Yeah, so there's
You make it come through your nose?
No.
yeah, there's like a test. It's a layman's version. There's a test you can do, and certain people can taste and smell on a higher percentile than others. It's a similar thing for cigars, which I learned here at the cigar shop. So if they're 3 of the staff members here are super tasters, so they'll pick up things that you wouldn't even know is there. And I assumed it was the same with wine. That's why I wanted to ask. I figured you must.
That's a talent.
I have a deviated septum. Does that put me at
That
a
would probably
disadvantage?
because you're not getting the flow.
You got a deviated septum.
I do. Old
In
football
fact,
injury.
at our events, they serve me first, and we have a signal. And I know I'm going to do this on camera. They serve me first for a reason. I'll smell it, and if I do this, that means pick up the bottles. They're
Wow.
bad. They're corked.
That's
because
cool.
We've had a gentleman, a winemaker from Italy, and to serve 25 people and have the wine be bad, that's embarrassing. So normally, like I said, they'll serve me first, pick it up.
Are you still doing wine classes
I
at
am.
Tuscan Market?
Mike, I got 5 in a row starting last night. Yes, sir.
How many people come to something like that?
Fix your mic for me, Joe. Just bring your mic up a little. You bumped him. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
That's right
Last
here.
night I had 21 guests, and we taught them with chef how to construct a salumi formaggi board.
David, we should go to
Yeah.
that.
And then I paired it with wine based on the components of the wine and the cheese, because then we can get into the chemical analysis of malic acid and lactic acid and why cheese tastes so good with wine.
Wow.
David had a question, Tom.
Oh, David, yeah.
So we should do that, Tom. We can get do a tasting with Joe.
I think we should do it here
can
in
do
the
it right here,
studio.
actually.
In the
Yeah.
studio.
That's a good
Oh,
idea.
that would be
Right?
too cool.
We can do it on camera. I think that would be kind of a cool thing. We are chatting with Joe Comforti from Tuscan Village, Tuscan Market. Just one thing. Understand, people, we are live right now, and right now you can watch us on Facebook Live and our YouTube channel. Is the YouTube channel, what's the name of it?
We go up, it's Sicilian Corner, but that does YouTube we upload afterwards.
Okay.
So we go live on Facebook, and then once the live ends, I then pop us up
And
on
also
Facebook.
keep in mind that
on YouTube.
by around December 1st, give or take a week,
All the platforms.
we're going to be on all the different platforms, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Alexa, Spotify,
iTunes, yep.
Petrocelli, marketing, all of these things we're going to be on.
Yeah.
Right, Rick?
When you're doing your wine
Look at
tasting,
him. Like look at him. He looks like he's like
relaxed. What do you want from him?
he's in the Dominican now, smoking a cigar.
Hey, Louis Tian.
He's living his best life.
He's killing me.
I wanted to ask you last night, how many women were in attendance out of the 21?
There was 21 guests and 4 were men. 17 were women.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That trend.
Well, Michael, think of my audience. How many guests during the course of a week? We estimate between 75 and 85% women buy wine.
See, Ellen's embarrassed. When I talk wine with her, Ellen really knows her specific wines that she likes. She knows brands, but she thinks like I'm a moron when we're in a restaurant and I try to be cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm the guy. I try to be cool talking the wines. She says, keep your mouth shut. You know what you're talking about. So I do.
Women purchase the wine. It's a fact. So
That's interesting because, years ago,
No,
just the opposite.
Just the opposite.
Just the
for
opposite.
Sure.
So it's an interesting stat.
Without
it
a doubt.
really is.
He doesn't keep me there for my good looks, Mike.
Man.
All right?
That also comes back to the super tasting. It's women can smell, taste. I think it's 10 or 15% higher than men across.
Oh, I believe that.
I read that. I read that.
She's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Not only that, they're better looking.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. We do all right.
It's true.
How many different brands of wine do you carry at the marketplace? Give or take.
About 500.
500 different.
The old market, I had close to 800. Now, here's the problem with the old market. When you go in the front door of the old market, if you didn't take a left, you didn't even know we sold wine.
You know something? He's right, because the way that you were like in that left
I was
corner.
in the alcove.
that corner.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Now it hits you in the face.
It hits you. It's right where
When you
the
walk in.
salumi, the cheese, the bread, everything is right
It's
there.
actually, it's right where Bless Me Sister is.
Exactly. Here's what you got that in. I love that. I love it.
What?
Explain to our listeners and viewers what a super Tuscan wine.
Sure. If you open up a textbook, Super Tuscan doesn't have a legal definition.
I know that.
You'll never get tested on it. It's a classification of IGT. So this wine is a Super Tuscan. The reason it gets Super Tuscan status and not DOCG or DOC classification is because we use non-indigenous grapes there. So it becomes an IGT, or the third rung of the classification ladder. Notice I said classification, not quality. So the Cabernet and the Syrah are non-indigenous grapes.
Wow.
Ah,
That's
so
very
even though
super
most of it is
Sangiovese, but not enough.
Not enough.
No, sir. Not enough. Now,
Interesting.
out of the 4 classifications, DOCG, DOCC, IGT, and Vino da Tavola, where do you think the most expensive Italian wines are? What level? You would think at the top, DOCG?
Yeah.
No, IGT.
Really?
Sassicaia, Ornellaia, Masetta, all of those wines are wines of that classification because they use non-indigenous grapes. Yeah. The Italians in the 70s, they said,
Are you impressed that I'm actually learning something here?
I'm just looking at you. I can't even. I'm staggering.
like excited
because
talking
you're
about
actually listening.
I am.
You haven't said
He's
2
taking
words.
it all in.
This is good.
I do have a question for the average consumer, like me. Price points. I mean, not everybody can afford a $35 or $40 or $50 bottle of wine. 32. But you walk into the marketplace. Where are your price points? I mean, what do you have that's affordable for Joe, the average guy that can't spend?
15 to 25, that's the bulk of my business. That's the highest
It is.
percentage, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Do I sell the $300 bottles? Of course. I have champagnes. I have beautiful Prosecco's. But my business is right here. That's the meat. I call it the meat.
So I want to buy a Chevy. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying a Chevy or a Ford instead of a Cadillac. Which is
because it's volume in that range.
That's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the population. That's
right.
You got to appeal to the majority.
But then
that's where your Zordis are.
That's right. When they come in and they have those 2 bottles, then I'll make a suggestion. Well, how about this? Take this. I only have a small supply of this. Take this bottle. Lay this down, maybe for the holidays. And now all of a sudden they're buying that extra bottle.
Gotcha.
All right?
All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We are chatting with Joe Comforti from Tuscan. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about not only the wine, but let's talk about the business.
Oh, sure.
You've got some great products. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and we can never agree. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with great Italian cuisine, Capri Seaside Italian Grill. Me, I love the elegant romantic vibe, Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu with prices that'll make it the place you want to visit every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of an even cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites in the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Music Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all these great places, and they treat everyone like they're Mike Lamazzo. And best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all of this fun is right at your fingertips. We can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out about all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at northshorepavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy,
And Mike Kunstler,
owners of Grazie Italian Restaurant in Dracut, Massachusetts.
the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
In addition to spectacular views overlooking our golf course, we have an incredible Italian chef, Benny Curti.
Benny was born and raised in Italy and came to be our executive chef in 2013.
Benny is so passionate about cooking. If you haven't experienced the food at Grazie Italian Restaurant, you're truly in for a treat.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club.
Okay, we are back and chatting with Joe Comforti from Tuscan Brands, Tuscan Marketplace, Tuscan Village. We're going to switch gears a little bit. This is our last segment. Joe, let's talk about more than wine. First of all, Tuscan Market Catering. I'm looking at this. Are you freaking kidding me?
We do it all.
With
I
the
know what
holidays.
you do. You come and pick it up. It's done. The turkey is done. It's carved for you. The sides, the dressing, everything.
So if for Thanksgiving, boom, it's there.
It's there.
Whole roasted turkey dinner, everything from soup to nuts.
Yep.
Mikey, listen to
I
this.
know, I was looking at it.
You got the turkey, you got the salad, you got the maple roasted sweet potato, Brussels sprouts with pancetta and aged balsamic, mascarpone with potatoes, porcini mushrooms, ciabatta stuffing with Parmigiano Reggiano and toasted pine nuts, heirloom cranberry and marsala wine compote, fresh herb gravy, focaccia, and a loaf of ciabatta.
And look a little below
Feeds
that.
6
The
to 8
roast,
people.
The ham, the beautiful prime rib, all done for you. Porchetta.
You know, think
name
about
it, we
this.
can do it.
For $175 to feed a complete Thanksgiving dinner for 6 to 8 people.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
No.
It started.
The beef prices alone. Forget about it.
Forget it.
You know that USDA, choice now. I'm not talking prime, just choice. Over $30 a pound wholesale. I looked at the price yesterday. I couldn't believe it.
Forget it.
I couldn't believe it.
Crazy.
If you want to go like, say, Haverhill beef, Chairman Reserve, I can't even imagine.
No, really.
The ribeyes
I buy mine off a truck.
that fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy's name is Nick.
Nick.
He's really good.
Yeah.
And you know everything you just said,
It's the
Michael.
guy that walks with a limp, right?
That's the same guy,
Yeah,
Nick.
the guy.
How do
Go
you
ahead,
pass that along to your consumer? You can't.
you can't.
Well,
you
the
can't
thing
do it,
is,
so we eat a lot of that.
So I was
the
gonna-
prices are posted.
Prices are posted.
Ever since this
Exactly.
came out, you know how much Meat prices have gone up.
Yeah, see, that's the. Well, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Same thing in the lumber industry. You know, you buy a 2x4 and you pay $6 for it, or $2 for whatever it is, and the price goes up. You're stuck because it's a listed, it's a advertised price.
This has been big for us. It started 75 a few years ago, then 100, and now we're looking at 300, anywhere between 300 and 500 meals for Thanksgiving. We also do this for Christmas.
Do you really?
Yes. We do it for Christmas, and what I'll do is I'll bundle a ham package, a roast beef, and a turkey package with a complimentary bottle of wine. We don't price it.
Very
I
cool.
can't say free bottle. No, we price it into the dinner, but the consumer gets that wine with the meal.
Okay, let's talk about La Scola.
La Scola.
So what is this all about?
Well, Joe, after many years of listening to Chef and I saying we're doing classes in our bakery department where our guests have to stand up, please build us somewhere where guests can sit down, have television monitors, and watch us and actually get hands-on. He built a cooking school. There's ovens, there's refrigerators, there's freezers, there's stoves. There is an actual bread oven. You can see right behind David here.
Right.
And a pizza oven. So you could fire pizzas right there. We can seat 40 guests comfortably, and it's hands-on. One day they're making mozzarella. One day they're making pizza dough.
That sounds really cool.
Last night we did a class how to build a charcuterie board, and I paired it with wine, talking about all the components in the charcuterie and in the board, and doing a wine tasting.
Joe,
with
what
it.
would be the balance on that board compared meat to cheese?
Cheese a little bit heavier, but it's somewhere around that 45, 55 range, something like that. We like to keep it more cheeses because, let's face it,
I'll drink more wine with that than I will in my meal.
Well, you know something, you're bringing up a good point. Joe, I know you work for Tuscan Brands. Could if I had a reception, a party, could I hire Joe Comforti to do a wine thing at a private function at my home?
No kidding.
With cheese and wine?
But here's the thing. I do many of them, probably to the tune of 5,000 guests over the last 12 years. I've opened, I've hosted real estate open houses. I'm
talking about something in my house.
Even in your home, condominium village. The only thing is when I go there, I don't touch the alcohol. You're bringing me there strictly as an educator.
Will you have a martini with me?
Because of the liability and where my license, the liability only expense to
understand.
license of Tuscan Brand property. So we talked it over with legal, and they said, you want to go? Like, I go to UNH a couple of times a year, and I'll do classes there.
So I could say, Joe, I want to do a little wine thing at the house, or Mike and I want to do something at my house. You pick some bottles of wine, and you can also, if I say, okay, we want this cheese, this cheese.
I do it all. Yeah.
That's
Last
cool.
time he invited me, it cost me $49.99. That's what he...
I collected at the door before you got in, right?
First of all, it wasn't me. It was Ellen that was collecting the money.
$49.99.
Right? I thought it was a good deal. What did I supply you with? I had lobster tails? No, I didn't. Just
Lobster tails. My cool lobster
We are
tails.
chatting with Joe Comforti from Mallory. You know, with all due respect, both of you guys, I have Mallory's in the house now, Petrocelli's in the house.
Hey, John.
You guys can have your the sandwiches that I bought. You feel free to eat them
Wait
now.
a minute. You build Milo Enterprises.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You handed me
that
the
is an
slip.
absolute lie. I paid for them. Help yourself to some sandwiches, you guys.
Now,
just leave the check right here.
With this setup, now, Marianne Esposito's been doing her show. Is
she actually films a
She films it right here?
Yes, she does.
So the shows that are going to be on national are coming from...
Right there, with a live audience. They get to go online.
Yeah.
They get to put in their
She's
name.
invited me a few times.
You should
I
see
know.
it. It's great. And, you know, I can't tell you, be honest with you, I get to eat a lot of that. She'll always save me a little pan, whether it be some soup or a roast.
I tell you what, we've had Marianne a lot. She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. She does.
Chrissy, we're going to bring her on with us. You'll fall in love with her.
Yeah.
All right. You bring me food?
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
You talk
As long as she feeds me, I love it.
about her being the
She's been on the air how many years? How many years
of our Italian culture?
She's been on the air, I think, 30 years.
29 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't forget the kids here. We do cooking classes with kids as well.
Teach them young.
They can do, teach them how to form a pizza, maybe decorate a cupcake, cookies.
All right,
like
so now we have a few minutes left, Joe. Let's talk about. We've talked about Tuscan Market. We've talked about the Tuscan. Let's talk about Tuscan Village. You know, Tuscan Village has gotten all kinds of publicity. There is a lot going on. Chrissy lives there. It's at the old Rockingham Park. It's become almost a destination.
Without a doubt.
Tell us about it. What is Tuscan Village all about? What does it encompass besides beautiful townhouses and apartments?
Just a wonderful mixed use of residential, recreation, shopping, all in one. And it's not all clumped together with the use of the rotaries, with the use of access roads, and the Lake Millamette.
What is it?
Lake Millamette. Now, I'm
Where did that come
embarrassed to
from?
say I heard the story that was an old law firm in Manchester, Millamette Law Firm. I don't know if it's true or not. A guest told me, but I am embarrassed to say sold globes there for
Really?
50 cents as a young boy.
No.
I cleaned up because what would happen after the last race? Everybody would rush out to their cars. They didn't want to wait for change. They'd grab the globe, throw $1 on the table.
How many globes do you think my father bought from him?
Right?
Right.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. Mom and Dad used to go to the race. I'd be in the lobby
My
selling globes.
father, God rest his soul, when he died, all right, I'll tell you how often he was at the racetrack. They gave him a lifetime pass.
Oh, my God.
A gold lifetime
like
pass.
that.
And he used to
Yeah.
wear he used to wear this ugly racing baseball cap. That was his good luck.
Kind of like the ugly hat you wear.
Very similar. Very similar. When he died, in the coffin, we had the hat on top of him, and we had his gold ticket right in his lapel.
That's
Honest to
wonderful.
God.
You know, just we're talking about Rockingham Park. You got to mention Lou Smith because the
without a
guy
doubt.
had, just like Joe Farrow has the vision to develop the biggest property in New Hampshire, in
And
southern
the
New
East
Hampshire.
Coast right now,
East Coast,
actually.
That's a good
Yes,
point.
sir, yeah.
Lou Smith at the time, he was unbelievable in his day, and he
was.
built.
Good point.
But I used to, when I worked at the Butcher Boy, which we talked about earlier, when I was a kid, I just got my license. I used to deliver food to his house, and he lived directly atop where the finish line was on the clubhouse upstairs.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know
And
that.
their house, Lutzer, his wife, they traveled a lot. Every place they went, they had things that they bought, relics that they bought, and artifacts. That house was like a museum. Me, I used to love to go there. She took such good care of me. I used to come back. My boss would say, "But Sergeant, where'd you go?
Where'd you go?
What are you going to do?" I said,
Joe, now let's talk about the bakery.
Yes.
I mean, your bakery is unsurpassed.
Fresh every day.
David loves it. Christine loves it. I mean, everything is baked fresh?
You're smelling the cannoli shells frying. I mean, you're looking at them piping, filling almost every hour to keep it fresh, dipping them in the fresh pistachios, the tiramisu. I mean, I can go on. Look at me. You know?
We went in there.
You look good.
You know,
It's so
thank you.
good.
I was in there this summer for the first time, and we had visitors. My brother-in-law came from New York, and we went in there. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
And you know the best part of it all, Tommy? This is only the beginning.
I know.
There's so much undeveloped property.
I was
we're still gonna
aggravated because
do.
we couldn't get in. There was like an hour wait to eat at the marketplace. So we wound up at the Beach Plum. Chrissy, have you gone to Beach
across
Plum?
the
Yep,
hall.
also delicious.
I mean, right,
Oh.
David?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you just had there
I did.
not too long
Yeah,
ago.
absolutely.
There, we had the lobster roll
lobster roll.
because we couldn't get into marketplace. But you've got so many different
Varieties.
Yeah. I mean, it's
many reasons for people to go. And even when the winter comes, the lake is going to freeze. There's going to be ice skating. Beautiful Christmas trees. The fire pits are going. People are just going to want to stay there and enjoy it because we built a destination and we built it on quality. And I think they're going to come, and they have come.
Is this your first year there?
Yes. Yes.
So have you experienced a winter there yet?
Not here. Not there. No. No.
Oh, so that should
No.
be
I
interesting.
moved in about 6 months ago, so right
Very
after
cool.
winter. Yeah.
Very cool.
I hear the
I look forward
fireworks
to
in
it.
the summertime. You guys, a lot
We
of times
shook
they're
the
shooting
sky.
Me
Yes,
at
we
the
did.
house.
Oh, you did.
We did.
Oh, you
Bada
did.
boom,
And my
bada
whole apartment.
Bada
I'm like,
boom.
what's happening?
Yeah, what's happening?
Wow. It was
Bomb
amazing.
shelter, bomb
Yeah.
shelter.
Yeah, we bomb shelter.
Joe, we have
That was
about
awesome.
2.5 minutes left. So the old Tuscan marketplace, is what is that
It's
being?
close to the public, but we still do some baking there. I have receiving docks there, a refrigerator and a freezer.
Like a commissary?
Like a commissary. And because of the things that are going on with the supply chain, I'm housing some food in there. It works for us. It's a small production facility until Artisan Chefs, our baking establishment and catering establishment, is up to speed. We're going to keep that open.
Newburyport, Boston, everything's doing well?
Everything's doing well. The people are
Portsmouth,
starting to come
Newburyport.
back.
Yeah,
God,
yeah, that-
Newburyport on the water.
I can't even
You have to
imagine.
mention your chef's name.
Chef David Cranieri? Yeah.
What's his last name?
Cranieri. In fact, this morning I mentioned to him that I was coming here. He goes,
Well,
"Can
we'll
I
bring
come
him
with
on
you?" And I
next
said,
time.
"David,
Yeah, we'll bring him
I'll
in.
make sure I ask." David, corporate development chef, spectacular with the menu planning, and he's the chef.
You know
that I
what the good part about this is, and again, this is our initial show, but we have enough room here now. You can bring some samples. We can talk about things, taste things.
Taste things.
Let me tell you something. You don't bring food, you don't get
Oh,
through
no,
the
you
door.
know,
Very
that would
simple.
be, I would go
Very
back.
simple.
If I forgot
you
that
did
back,
all
I'd
right.
go
You
back.
covered all the bases. You
Believe
got the
me.
wine, and we got the
Thank you.
focaccia.
No, the wine you can keep. We're not going to.
Oh no, I'll take care of you, please. And look forward to the new one, the Pinot Grigio, that hopefully
Take
coming out of
you take the
Sicily.
white. I'll take the
next
red.
time, if you're going to bring wine, you got to bring.
Hey, we're here too, you know.
We gotta go.
All right, listen. We're done, Joe. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We're going to have you back,
Inaugural show.
Mikey.
Michael, thank you very much.
Chrissy, and
Bye, everybody. Thank you for all your
David,
support.
Thank you for your
Thanks.
support, everyone.
Welcome. Show
yeah,
one down.
this is good. Our first show under the belt.
Yeah.
With that being said, remember, if you can't make fun of yourself, please don't make fun of anyone.
And the word America?
It's a great Italian word, Mikey boy.
You finally, after
Got
all
it right.
these years, you got it.
I've been practicing that. Have a great week.
Audio Jungle.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.